Okay, so let's start in a comfortable cross-legged position together, palms facing down on the knees. And close down the eyes, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, and soften the body to the earth. And we will start to connect to the breath, to our center. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. The theme for today's class is connection to center. So center could be the breath. Center could be your balance, your physical center. Center can be your calmness amongst chaos, or amongst busyness, amongst all of the things in your day, to come back to that center, come back to that place of peace. And start to move left to right, forward and back. And notice what feels like center or balance between these four directions. Side to side, forward and back. And just move between these places. And when you feel like rocking towards what center feels like, stay there. And breathe along your center spinal column. Inhaling, visualizing the breath moving up the spine, out the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, traveling all the way back down the central spinal column, back down towards the earth. Two more. Let's move side to side. So I'm going to mirror you. Left hand down towards the mat, right hand up and over. And then switching sides, right hand down, left hand up and over, side to side. And every time you move towards one side, you're going to ground through the opposite sit bones. So as you move towards the right, you ground through your left sit bone. As you move to the left, you ground through your right sit bone. Just feeling as you grow your connection towards center, towards middle, towards balance, you can start to reach further and further away from it with ease and grace and bravery. One more. And then we're going to start to twist. I'm going to move to face the side so that you can see. Bring your left hand across to your right knee, right fingertips behind. You're going to twist from your belly, from your core, from your center. Dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. And then on the exhale, draw your right arm up and over. And it connects to your left knee. So you're crossing over through the wrists, belly to spine, chin to chest, you round. Now keep the right hand where it is. You're going to release the left hand and twist towards the left. Arching through the back, lifting to the chest, lifting through the gaze. On your exhale, bring the left hand back to the right knee. Round. So you're just moving side to side. Twisting, inhale. On your exhale, crossing over the wrists. And switching sides. Noticing how it feels in the upper back, in the middle back. Starting to find some space between those shoulder blades. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time that wrists are crossed over, release the palms to the earth, fingertips face forward, plant through the feet, lift through the hips, reverse tabletop. On the exhale, bring the hips back down towards the ground, straightening the legs. The knees can be bent a little. And we'll do the same crisscross. So left hand to the outside of the right foot. Reach the right arm back. Exhale, cross the right hand to the left ankle, and then switch. So crossing and twisting, keeping length through the back, keeping the belly moving in towards the spine. For 3, 2, 4, 1. The next time the left hand is on the outside of the right foot, lift the right foot into a twist. Then gently soften the heel back towards the ground and crossing the wrists. And then lift the left ankle. So switching sides, using and maintaining structure through the core, finding lift through the chest, and just playing with our balance here for 3, 2, and 1. Next time you inhale, release the hands, twist towards the right, palms face down, lifting the left hip, but keeping the heels on the ground, bow down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist to the left, plant the hands, lift the sit bones, but keep the heels on the ground as you bow down. So you're just moving side to side, noticing and feeling that twist across the back, length in the spine, almost lifting yourself and pulling yourself out of your waist for 3, 4, 2, and 1. Lifting the hips, legs are long, reverse plank. And as the hips sink, bend the knees and come into kneeling shape. So in our kneeling shape today, we're going to bend the right foot to be in line with the left knee and sit the heel back. So sitting on your left heel, you're sinking through your right hip. Left forearm holds in front of the right shin, right arm behind. That's it. That's your exhale. On the inhale, unwrap left hand to left foot. Fingertips face behind, lift to the hips, lift through the right arm. Exhale, coming back to the spiraling in towards center. Left hand in front, right hand behind. And open. Last time. Okay, from here, hands will frame the right foot, fingertips down. And you're going to press this right foot into the ground so much that you can lift your left foot and straighten it forward in front. Left toes to the sky. That's it. Use your core, lift through your chest. See if you can lift the left heel off the ground a couple of times. From here, so you're going to take the left foot to the left, the right knee to the left, and it's going to look like this. Take the left foot to the left, the knee also travels to the left, so the toes are facing towards the left, and then take this left leg behind and straight. And you're still twisting towards the front of the mat. So the knees, the thighs parallel to the top of the mat, you're in your fingertips, and you're reaching out of the waist, and maybe even bending the elbow, see how that feels. Bend your left knee in to meet the right knee, so you're in this twisted, almost like a twisted crow. And then exhale, release the left leg back. Shoot it back in front of you. Take the left hand on the outside of the left leg. Bend the left knee and put the shin back on the earth. Right knee out towards the right. And you're in mermaid shape. So the left hip is internally rotated. The right knee is externally rotated. Twist to your right, left hand on that right knee. And I want you to lean away from the right knee. So you're leaning back towards the left hip. That's it for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, plant the hands. Exhale and straighten the back leg as you come forward. So straighten your left leg and come to your left toes. Inhale, come up. Bend the left knee again. Left hand, right knee, lean back to the original shape. Exhale, bow forward, straighten the back leg. One more. Bend the knee, come to the twist, lean in. Exhale, bow in, straighten the left leg. Okay, as you come up this time, so the left leg is straight, turn the left toes to the sky. Janu Sirsasana, right foot to left thigh, side body bend down that left leg. Exhale, right hand, right hip. Let's come up onto the shins, lift the left hand to the sky. And as you bring the hips down, bend the left knee so that the left foot faces forward in front of the right foot. And take your right hand on the outside of the left foot, and then we'll go back into that twist shape. Shoulders down away from the ears. Reach the left hand up and over to the inside of the foot, and then twist the right arm back. Keep going. For 3. Keep connection to core, connection to center. 2. And 1. Next time, both hands are on the foot. Reach the foot towards you. Keep engagement across your center. Drop shoulders down away from the ears for 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, bend the left knee. Drop the knees towards each other and come back to that kneeling shape. We'll do the other leg. So it's the left knee that lifts, left foot, left toes in line with the right knee. We come to sit. Right arm hugs left shin, left arm behind. Curl in. Exhale, opening up. Right hand, right hip. Lift the left arm to the sky. Keep going. Right arm in front of the shin, left hand behind the body. Chin to chest. And then spiral it up and open. And the next time you're back in the original shape, bring the fingertips to the earth. Press into your left foot a lot, so much that you can kick this right foot forward, right toes to the sky, heel on the earth. Take a moment, engage through the center, engage through the core. So if you lift your right heel a couple of times, feel that engagement of the leg muscles. And then we're going to swing this right leg all the way to the back. So the right leg swims to the left. You're going to lift your hand up and replace it on the ground, all the way to the back of the mat. Your left knee is facing parallel to the front of the mat. You're in this twisted shape, reaching out of the waist. And then you're going to bend your right knee in line with your left. So you're still twisting here. Maybe bend the elbows, having a play here for 3, 2, 1. Okay, straighten your right leg back behind you. Swing it all the way back forward. You lift your right fingertips so you can bring your right leg in between the hands. And then, well done, slide the right shin back down to the earth. That's a hard one. Taking the left knee to the ground. Left hip is externally rotated. Right knee is internally rotated. Take the right hand to the left knee, twisting from center, lifting through the chest. For 3. We're leaning back away from the left knee. For 2, 1. Bow down onto the fingertips. Straighten the back leg. Right toes to the earth. Inhale, rebend the right knee and lean back into your twist. Exhale, come forward. Last time. With the right leg straight as you inhale, take the right toes to the sky. Side body bend, Janu Sirsasana, taking the left foot to the right thigh. Come on up and over, left toes to right, left fingers to right toes. Breathing down the side waist, and then taking left hand to left hip. Let's open it back up. Pressing into the left shin, reaching through the right hand. And as you return the hips to the earth, bend the right knee, right toes face forward. Left hand grabs the outside of right foot as we twist the right arm back. Beautiful. And in your own time, cross over and reach the opposite arm back. All the while, keep connection to center. Keep connection to core. Keep connection to breath. Keep connection to a long, strong central line through the spinal column. And the next time both hands are on the foot, let's bend through the elbows, soften through the shoulders, and breathe through the back of that right leg for 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee, align it with the left knee, and then roll over onto tabletop shape. And let's move into a cat pose or cat stretch. So walk your hands forward, sink through your shoulders, chin to chest. Open up through the heart. Soften through the upper back. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the elbows down, bring the belly down. Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, palms face down. And we're just going to do a shoulder stretch. So taking the arms out wide, palms facing down. And first of all, we're going to bend the left elbow, bring the left palm underneath the left shoulder, and then bend the left knee. And we're just going to roll to the right side, taking the right side of the head to the ground and twisting open here. Maybe the left foot comes to the ground, maybe it doesn't. Feeling that rotation around center for 3, 2, 1. Back to the belly and other side. So the left arm elongates in line with the left shoulder, palm facing down. Right elbow bends under right shoulder, bend the right knee. And we roll to the left side. So make sure your head is supported by the earth, or maybe you want to put a pillow under it. Just keep it nice and rested. Right foot to the ground, wherever it lands. For 3, 2, 1. Back to the belly. Now we'll do a different version of the same stretch. So we're going to bring both palms out facing down at the same time. Chin can come to the earth, or you can keep it lifted to switch the head. And you're going to bend through your left knee. I like to look to the left when I do this. And take your left foot towards your right hand, keeping both shoulders relatively on the ground. For 3, 2, the right side of the head can move to the ground if that feels better. 1. Back to belly. Let's do the other side. Right knee bends, look to the right, head down or up, yogi's choice. And the right foot hunts for the left hand. That's it. For 3, 4, 2. Rest in the head if you need to. And 1. Coming back to the belly. Well done. Hands under shoulders. Child's pose for a brief moment just to reset the whole back. And we've got dancing cat-cow when you are ready to come to tabletop. And in your dancing cat-cow today, I want you to focus on taking the head to the right, the shoulders to the right, the hips to the right, like a C shape. And then the hips to the left, shoulders to the left, head to the left, C shape the other way. And keeping this as your central movement, you can arch and round around this. Just imagining that rolling and spiraling, keeping a strong connection to center. For 3. Connecting to breath. For 2. And 1. From here, right foot steps next to left knee. Similar shape to we were in the warm-up. And then we'll pounce the right foot through between the hands and come up to low lunge. So today I want to stack the knee below hip, below shoulder. So we don't want to sit forward too much. We want to make sure we come back in line. And from here, hands to the sky. I'm going to bring the right hand down, left hand up and over, side body stretch. I'll face this way so you can see. Keep the belly towards the spine. Keep that long line from the left knee, hip, shoulder, fingers. For 3. Moving beyond center. 2. 1. Super slowly, let's move to the left. So dropping the left hand down, right hand up and over towards the left. Maintaining your balance, maintaining your connection to your midline, even though you're reaching to the left. For 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Right hand, right hip, right fingertips to the sky. Lift the left hand. This time you can sink the hips forward and lift through the chest. Tucking the left toes, reaching the left hand back towards the heel, taking the right hand to the sky. For 3, 2, 1. Half Hanuman, straightening through the right leg, forward fold. 3, 2, 1. As you bend the right knee, the left toes lift. Take the left foot towards the right heel, side squat, bringing your arms wide. The right arm is on the inside of your right knee. And then coming back exactly the way we came in. So fingertips come down, pivot your left shin back into low lunge, hands framing this right foot. Stacking shoulders on top of hip, on top of knee. This time hands into the elbows. So you're making like a square shape. Keep the belly in, keep the ribs in. Feel that lift out of your waist and then side body bend to the right. For 3, 2, 1. Moving back through center, feeling connection to center and then moving to the left. Moving off center. For 3, 2, 1. Coming back up. This time sinking into that right knee. Sink the hips. Lift the chest, leaning back, stretching through your upper back. Keeping the elbows behind you. And then release the hands. Interlace them behind the back. So the same grip, but behind the back now. Find those elbows. And straighten the right leg. Come to a half Hanuman. Half splits. Right toes to the sky. So this time you're really using your balance. Press your right heel into the earth. Keep your center engaged for 3, 2, 1. Release the left hand to the ground under the left shoulder. And swing the right leg back behind you, either to the ground or you can bend the knee for a version of side plank or flip dog. So right hand to the sky for 3, 2, 1. Right hand down. Option to rest in child's pose or option to flow through, whatever keeps you connected to center. When you're ready, we'll make our way back to tabletop for the left side. No rush. Left foot into right knee. Sink the hips back down. So I've just got this left knee up and the left heel down. And step the left foot through between the hands. Come to low lunge. Hands to the sky. Stacking, aligning knee, hip, and shoulders. Side body bend to the left. So drop the left hand, right hand up and over. For 3. Feeling that line of energy from knee to fingertips. For 2. 1. Super slowly move back through center. reconnect, recalibrate, and then move to the right. So the right hand down, left hand up and over. Shaking is good. Losing your balance is good because it means you get to re-find it. Back in towards center. This time left hand to left hip, fingertips face upwards. Sink the hips forward, lift the right hand to the sky. Shoulders down, shoulder blades down, the back. Tucking the right toes, taking the right hand towards the right heel. This time left hand to the sky. 3, 2, 1. Hands frame the left foot, half Hanuman, straightening this left leg any amount, exploring the back of your left leg. Now as you rebend the left knee, bend the right knee, the back knee, pivoting on the knee, bringing the right heel towards the left heel, opening out to side squat towards the right. Open your arms, you got it. Take a deep breath in towards the chest and come back the way we came. So spiraling back, hands frame the left foot, pivoting on the right knee, taking the right shin parallel, coming back up to low lunge. This time hands in elbows. Maybe change the grip, whichever grip feels like the awkward grip. Try to find balance between left and right and feel like someone is lifting your elbows and you're hanging from your elbows, finding that space between the spinal column. Once you feel super stacked, move the body towards the left. And breathe into it. Mindfully tracing your steps back through the center and all the way to the right. Back to center. This time sink your hips, lift your heart towards the ceiling, move your elbows back in space. And as you release the hands behind the back, find the grip again behind the back in your elbows. Half Hanuman, straighten your left leg, dig your left heel into the earth. Find that balance. Find that center and breathe. For 3. 4, 2. 1, taking the right hand down underneath the right shoulder, bending through the back knee, the right leg sweeps back, either straight to the earth or maybe it bends and the left toes to the ground, left arm opens. 3, 2, 1. Make it a child's pose or make it a flow through left knee, left hand plants, chin to chest follows, or it's hips to heels. From your child's pose, the next place we're going to meet is downward facing dog. No rush. Lift the hips and spread the fingers. Pedaling through the knees. Let's take a grounding breath together. Inhaling nose, exhaling mouth. Right leg lifts to the sky, inhale. Knee to nose and hold and round and press away from the ground. On your exhale, step the foot between the hands and come up to high lunge this time. Hands reaching towards the ceiling. There's some buoyancy. The back knee bends a little. And we're going to do the same thing. Drop the right hand, reach the left hand all the way over to the right. For 3, 2, 1. Moving slowly back through center and to the left. Left hand down, right hand up and over. For 3, 2, 1. From here, right hand to right hip, right fingertips facing upwards. Lift the left hand to the sky. Open through the heart. From here, left hand to the ground. Right hand to the ground on either side of the foot. Bend into your right knee more. Skandasana facing the left. So just swivel the toes towards the left. Keep the right knee bent. Left leg is straight. Left toes to the sky. Switch the left hand to lift. And then we're going to switch. So we're going to Skandasana towards the back of the mat. So crawling hand over hand. Bend the left knee. Keep the right leg straight. Right toes to the sky. Right arm lifts. And then we're going to move into a warrior two with the right knee bend. So use your hands to help you up. Right knee bends, right foot faces forward. Bring the left toes with you, warrior two. From warrior two, swing the left hand down and forward as you lift the left heel and your back into this high lunge. I'm going to bring my left toes in a little and bend my left knee a lot. And then hands to elbows. Belly in towards the spine. Move the elbows towards the right. Exhale. To center. Elbows towards the left. To center. Sink the hips, straighten the back leg more, lift the heart towards the sky, open through the back, and release the hands behind the back, find the elbows, and from here, we send the body forward with the arms still behind the back. Keep the right arm where it is, left hand to the ground underneath the shoulder, toes to the right, flip your dog, step the right foot behind, lift the right arm to the sky. For 3, you got it, 2, 1, vinyasa, right foot, right hand meets the ground or rest in child's. Double flow or rest, whatever you need. For 3. For 2. Let's meet back in a downward facing dog, long and strong. Reconnecting to our breath, our center, our pure potential, the magic within, our center line, our spine, our kundalini energy. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Knee to nose, hold it there. And then step the left foot through, high lunge. Right knee bends to give yourself some buoyancy. Left hand down, right hand up and over. Side body bend to the left. Super slow back through center to the right in your own time. Back through center, left hand, left hip, left fingertips face upwards, right hand to the sky. Hands frame the left foot. Sink your hips. Skandasana to the right, toes to the right. That's right. So the left hand down, the inside the knee, right hand to the sky. Beautiful. Hand over hand, switch. So to the back of the mat, so the right knee bends and the left leg is straight. And then switching the left hand to the sky. Beautiful. Now it's going to be a warrior two with the left knee bent. So make sure the left toes are facing forward. Left knee follows. Right toes come around. Warrior two. Beautiful transition. Swinging this right arm down and through as you lift your right heel back into this high lunge or crescent lunge shape. I'm going to bring the right toes in. Bend my right knee. Hands into elbows. Make sure it's the opposite grip. Inhale, reach up and out of the waist. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Reach the heart open, back bend. Exhale, release the hands behind the back. Reach the whole body forward. Long line from the right heel to the back of the head. Right hand to the ground, under the shoulder, toes to the left, flip the dog. Flow through or rest, whatever you need. For 3. For 2. Feeling into your center, connecting with your strength. Connecting into this place of learning, of life force energy, of mystery. And moving back into a downward facing dog when you're ready. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Step it through, high lunge. This time the back knee bends a lot. So as you move to the right with the left hand up and over, you bend the left knee. Inhale, center, straighten. Exhale to the left, bend your left knee. So we keep going side to side, bending the back knee as you reach side to side from center. One more each side. And this time we twist. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, keep the right arm lifted. Left elbow moves on the outside of the right knee. Right hand moves to the sky. Exhale, unwind, coming back to high lunge. Coming back to the twist. Keep the right arm lifted. Left arm across. Right arm lifts. Beautiful. And back to high lunge. Last time. Stay in the twist this time. Press your arm into your thigh into your arm, and step your left foot next to your right foot. So you're in a twisted chair. From here, pick up your right ankle. Take your left hand on the outside of the right foot, lifting up to twist. Extend your right leg, twist your right arm back. For 3, 2, 1, release into warrior 3. Take the right leg back, float it back. And as you bend your left knee, drop your right toes and your right hand at the same time to the earth and flip your dog. Toes to the left, flip it all around. From the flip dog, sink the hips to the ground. Keep your right leg long and your left knee bent. Beautiful. Drop your left knee out to the left in Janushirasana. Bend your right knee, take your left hand on the outside of the right foot and just twist from here in seated shape. From here, take the right foot down on the outside of the left foot. Hands come down forward. You're moving on the inside of the right knee, so move the right knee out to the right and then come up into standing split left leg to the sky. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Left foot meets right foot. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold to the earth. From here, step back to rest or step back through your vinyasa, yogi's choice. We'll go straight to the other side when you're ready. Take your time. Stay connected to center. Inhaling left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, stepping it through, high lunge. Keeping the back knee super bent. Left hand down, right hand up and over as you bend your right knee. Straighten as you come through center. To the right, right hand down, left hand up and over. Keep moving side to side. Deeply bend through that back knee. Next time the hands are to the sky, let's twist. Right hand or right elbow on the outside of the right knee, or the left knee, left hand to the sky. And back. So you're just twisting a little bit more each time. On the next time, keep your right elbow, left thigh deeply connected. Zip up through the waist and step your right foot to meet the left. Twisted chair, left heel lifts. Bring your left knee up, right hand on the outside that left foot and move into your twist. For 3, 2, 1. Gently let go, spin back into a warrior 3. Send the left leg behind you. Long line of energy. And as you bend your right knee, soften your left hand and your left foot to the ground at the same time. Flip the dog, toes to the right, take the right foot up and over. From here, sit the hips to the ground. Left leg is long, right knee is bent. Take the right knee out to the right foot to the thigh, and let's twist. Right hand on the outside of left foot. Left hand reaches back in space. And as you bend the left foot to the ground, on the outside of the right heel, press your right hand down, bring your left knee out to the left, and standing split right leg to the sky. Press into the shin, that's it. For 3, 2, 1. Right foot next to left foot. Yogi's choice. You can flow through or stay in a standing forward fold. If you are flowing through, meet us back in a standing forward fold. If you're in a forward fold, bring your hands to your elbows. Just allow this extra weight to find space in your central spinal column. Release the hands, bend the knees. Let's roll to stand super slow. Take your time, stack your bones, stack your energy. Reconnect back to that place of peace, place of strength, and place of centeredness. We're going to meet in chair, toes together, heels together. And in our chair, we'll move back to this crisscross we did in the beginning. So left arm on the outside of right knee, right arm to the sky. And from here, so your arms are open, you take the right hand down on the outside of the left knee, and then find that connection and then twist the left arm open. So keep moving side to side. Keep your knees nice and even though you're moving away from center. And you're just crossing over and extending the opposite arm. So next time the left elbow is on the outside of the right knee, bring the hips to heels and bring your hands to the earth. So you're in this twisted crow prep. Now there's a couple of options here. If you want to try side crow, you try side crow. You can bring both knees to the back of the left arm and keep both arms really bent, or you can bring your right hip to your right elbow to right hip if you want to. And there's also another option, because we're playing with a straight leg option. You can straighten this left leg and bring the right knee to the back of this left elbow and practice straightening and bending this right leg with the left leg on the ground if you want. So have a play. That's it. And you can plant that leg down. Yes, that's it. For 3, 2, 1. Okay, come to sit. Well done. So the left knee bends, right leg straight. Bend your right knee, and we come to seated spinal twist. So you bring this right foot up and over the left knee. Twist to the right. So we have one more chance to come into the side crow on this side. We're nice and warm. We've done some really deep twists. I'll just watch the transition first, and you can see if there's something you want to try. So this left elbow has to stay on the outside of the right thigh, 100% connection. Right hand to the back of the mat. Lift the knees, press this left foot into the ground, and then lift the hips. I'm pressing into this right hand, lifting the hips. And then you keep turning, keep rotating to bring the left hand to the ground. I haven't lost the connection of my right thigh to left upper arm. From here, a couple of options. Maybe you just stay here and breathe, or you can straighten this right leg and maybe straighten the left leg as well. It's a big pose, so maybe you just straighten one leg today. So the right knee comes to the back of the left arm. It's a big twist. Come out when you're ready for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to child's pose or down dog, whatever you need between sides. And let it go. Your center is your breath. Your center is your spine. Your center is that place that no matter what is going on, what challenges, what stresses, or what changes, that center remains constant. That center remains the same. Peaceful, grounded, magical. Okay, let's do the other side. Down dog, walk your feet towards the hands, find a forward fold. Hands into elbows. Releasing the elbows, roll to stand. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Feeling that alignment of energy. Feeling connection, reconnection to center. And let's go into our chair again. Toes together, heels together. Come on down. So it's the right straight arm on the outside of the left thigh with the left hand to the sky. Cross the left arm over to the right thigh and release, twist to the sky with the right hand. And keep crossing over. Keep the knees parallel. Keep the balance of pressure in both feet. And the next time you're twisted towards the right, so when the right arm is on the outside of the left knee, bend the knees to the earth, so hips to heels. Plant your hands down on the left side. Okay, so you can have a play here with crow. Maybe it's elbow to hip, elbow to knee, or both knees to one elbow, up to you. And remember the other option we have here. Left knee to right elbow, and I straighten that right leg, the back leg can straighten. And then as I lift my hips, maybe the left foot comes up and I can practice straightening this left leg. Yes. For 3, yes. 2, hips to heels, let it go. Woo, well done. Straighten the left leg, right foot into left thigh. And then we're coming into seated spinal twist. So bend the left knee over the right knee, twisting towards the left. And take a moment. Feel the strength and the openness of the communication and connection of your whole spine from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Okay. This is a really funky transition, and it's not easy to do. So just have a play with it, and if it brings you too far away from center, don't worry, but have a go. It's the same thing we did on the first side. So left hand behind, lift the knees, press into the right foot, lift the hips, press into your left hand, lift the hips, yes, right hand down. Stay connected, left knee, right elbow, and see if you can straighten this left leg. Maybe you can straighten both. It doesn't matter, just as long as you keep that twist. Yes. And come out when you're ready. Ooh la la. Well done. Come to the belly when you're ready and rest. That was a big twist for the back, so forehead rests, feet wide, and just breathe to the earth. Well done. For 3. For 2. Sliding onto your belly when you're ready. Legs long, head facing down. And then we're going to come into Sphinx pose, bringing the elbows under the shoulders, palms facing down. Find a moment, drop the chin to the chest. And then when you're ready, lifting the head, pressing the elbows, gripping the mat and pulling the chest through. For 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee. Take the right hand to the center of the mat, so bring it in on an angle, right elbow out to the right, and take your left hand to see if you can hold the right foot. Yes. For 3. Flex the right foot. 2, 1. Release. Let's switch sides. Left elbow down, left palm to the center, left elbow out to the left. Bend the left knee and then reach the right hand back. Flex the left foot. Keep pressing to the left elbow to lift the chest. Exhale, release down to sleep. Forehead on the palms. Inhaling into your upper back. Inhaling into your lower back. We're going to try for bow pose, and you can do any version of it that feels good. So we bend both knees, reach both hands back for the feet, flex the feet, and you can stay grounded, or if you want, you lift up into full bow. Keeping the knees parallel, keeping the heart lifted. And you can stay here in your bow, or if you want to play, you can roll to your right side, roll to your left side, and just open through the shoulders. If you want, you can roll all the way over into bridge pose. You need to flex the feet to plant them on the ground. And then to get back, you need to point the foot, drop the knee out, press the hips forward, and roll. So whatever version of rolling you want to do. There you go. So you need to point that left toe to tuck it under. There you go. For 3, 2, and 1. Reach your right arm forward, roll to your back this time. Oh, if you're still going side to side, take your time, have a play, there's no rush. Meet on the back when you're ready, when the body feels even. And then we got an option to do 2 bridges or 1 bridge and a wheel. So I've opened up the body, so if you want to try wheel, you can on the second time, but let's try bridge first. So hands by the sides, knees parallel, lifting the lower, middle, and upper back, interlacing the hands and rolling the forearm, upper arm underneath. Feel the lift. Keep equal pressure in both feet. Keep that balance. Keep parallel between the knees. Keep that balance. And keep the breath for 3, 2, 1. Release the hands. Roll down. Take a breath. Maybe bring the knees wide and windshield wiper the knees in towards center. And then make a decision whether you want to do another bridge or wheel. So if you're doing another bridge, the same thing as you did before. If you come into wheel, you tuck the hands behind We'll come up in a couple of stages. We're going to lift the hips first, tuck onto the top of the head second, and then press up evenly between two hands. Breathing deeply. And coming out whenever you're ready. With a gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest. Again, feet as wide as the mat, drop the knees in towards the center. Well done. That was a lot for the beautiful back. Now to end, we're just going to bring the legs to the sky and bend the right knee. This left foot, so your hands are out wide like a T shape. This left foot is going to hunt for the right hand. So it's going to bring across to the right and then up. That's it, and then back. Switch. Bend the left knee, straighten the right. Right toes hunt for the left hand to the side and up. Keep the shoulders on the earth. Switch. One more each side. And for your final twist, you're going to choose whatever version of twist feels really good to you. Maybe the knees are both bent to one side, or maybe the knees are crossed. It's up to you, but you're looking in the opposite direction of your knees. The eyes are closed down. Reconnecting to breath. Reconnecting to the beautiful DNA structure of your spinal column. Twisting, linking, connecting. Switch sides, whatever version you did. Make it even, keep the balance. And bringing the awareness back to this place of center, this void, this place of pure potential. This place of balance, this place of centeredness. For 3, 2, 1, Shavasana. Maybe you want to hug the knees in towards the chest last time and come to the ultimate place of center meditation. spirit intertwining the abundant nothingness of time, vibrations and colors, perceived shapes and lines. We are expansive, spinning third eye. The cells of our bodies, like thunder, ignite. There are no secrets, just what you wish to see, what you hold on to interpret mind's mystery. Fire in your belly, connection to light and love. Connection to center. Connection to heart. Feeling the breath in the fingertips, the tips of the toes. Moving from your center organically, finding space in the body. When you're ready, you can reach your arms long over your head. Take up as much space as you can, and then bend the knees, roll to whichever side you're called to first, and take a couple of moments to ground. Ground into your breath, ground into your balance, ground into that place of peace within. And bring it with you as you roll up to a comfortable seated position. We'll end with palms in prayer. Palms to the forehead as a gentle reminder to allow the thoughts to be open, honest, and balanced. Palms to the lips, allowing our words to be spacious, to be magical, to be kind. And hands to heart center. Feeling into unconditional love, eternal joy within, knowing and feeling that place of center draws from the heart, draws from the breath, draws from peace.